I do believe, I liked it. I think it was very stimulating. But I would be, in major error if I didn't bring forth one of the most dynamic men that I know, the head of my organization, my big brother, my father, my teacher, my disciplinarian, and all those things. I want to bring up the head of PLM, Brother Baba, Imhotep Fatiu.
What's up, fam? I know it's kind of late, so I'm not going to keep y'all too long. I know we trying to get it on. But my reason's been coming up because I just like to try to highlight specific points. And I think when I listen to the discussions and I listen to the information that the Bible brings us, I think one of the things we have to work towards as a people, we talk about liberation, we talk about freedom, we talk about nation building, we talk about self-determination, we talk about economic empowerment, we talk about a lot of things that will never happen if we don't learn how to think critically. They will never happen if we don't develop our minds to be critical and be able to pay attention and put forth the proper question to get the right answer. You understand what I'm saying? We are in a time period where we have to be 100% serious about getting this work done. We got to be serious. So we got to be willing to do the research. So I was smiling when he was saying the thing about us not just going on face value things. That's the reason why I always say in the study class, I say, read and study. That's why I push that. I know a lot of times we think we should just move. No, we gotta really study. We gotta be critical, and we gotta be researchers if we're gonna get out this mess, because we're not gonna get out this mess if we think we just can walk the earth and don't put no work in. We gotta be serious about it. So we're talking about what is African. That's a good question. That's an excellent question. We need to understand what it is. But I would say this right here. I think one of the things he said towards the end is trying to figure out who's not African. I think that we should not allow too much superficiality things to distract us from our mission and our quest. I think the first task and the first challenge is for you to find out who you are. And stop trying to define your Africanity by what the world says. Listen to what I'm saying. Our ancestors instructed us, know thyself. That's the instruction. Know thyself. And in knowing self, looking at history, we know that our ancestors, some of our immediate ones, meaning within the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 years, we know they was extracted and brought over here, correct? Through research. We studied, we know that much. We know it was an extraction, an invasion, a kidnapping took place and brought African people into these lands over here. And as a result of that, you and I are here, most of us. So we begin the quest by understanding that day. So we know in our quest to understand who we are, we have to be able to identify with landmass. That becomes necessary. We have to also be able to identify with culture, indigenous culture, predating invasions. Predating invasions. But you must know the history. You must know the chronology. So you can know when foreigners came in and imposed and disrupted. We have to do the research. So to understand the cultural undertones, the cultural principles, you look at the destruction of black civilization, you look at the things that Chancellor pulled out, the different principles that existed throughout the land from his studies. So you take that as a basis to begin to work on, and you push it further. But you have to create your own foundation to start building from. Language, indigenous language, you have to understand. You have to be able to tie language to landmass. Linguistics is important. You got to understand that. And I'm going to tell you something that's very, very critical. That's not used a lot. The Bible, he said it, but he didn't use the way I'm going to say it. Psychology. See, he said that those Africans who were the descendants of Africans who left Africa and got lost and forgot their cultural connections. So we're talking about the psychological makeup. It's crucial as well. It's a crucial factor. Because due to the psychological makeup, oftentimes, that's why we experience some of the hurt that the sister asked about. She said, we don't treat each other well. That takes us into another realm. That's a reason why we don't treat each other well. So dealing with us and dealing with this situation, there are a number of areas we have to address. But we gotta be critical, people. We gotta be critical. All of us gotta be willing to do the work. Everybody. You gotta be a part of something. You can't do it by yourself. You have to be a part of something, some organization. I'm not trying to proselytize and tell you come be a part of PLM. You can go be a part of the African Village. You can go to the UNIA, Soul Virus Nation. But you have to be a part of something, working with a body of individuals to figure this stuff out. That's what I am saying. And until we get that, we will struggle as a people. Until we understand that, we will struggle. Even if you don't want to place yourself there physically, then you should support it in some shape, form, or fashion. So this organization can continue to do the work to move us to a place of clarity, because we do operate and function in a state of confusion. It's very clear. And it's that confusion that we have causes the chaos within the relationships that we try to build, because we are confused. So we don't know how to relate to one another. So we collide. We undervalue one another, depreciate one another. We wear each other down because we don't understand basic guiding principles that we should, which we can get from our culture. So that raises another question about our seats. But what is our culture? That's the next question we throw out there. What is our culture? Is it just art? You know, is it dance? Is it those things? You know, culture runs deeper than that. That's an aspect, that's not culture. It does not constitute the culture. We talk about behavioral norms. We talk about spiritual concepts and precepts indigenous to a people. We talk about their values and their morals. That's what we're talking about. When we start talking about the culture of a people, we talk about that which provides the people with the means to survive within their environment. That's what we're talking about. Their medicine, their socialization practices, their educational institutions. All of that is a function in a process of culture. When you are removed from all of that, you're like fish out of water. When you are removed from that, you're like fish out of water. And our quest is to get back to that. So when you have elders and bows as Runoko, Rashidi coming in and they're putting the work in for us like that, we have to be willing to spend the money. We can't say, well, I don't want to pay $30. Pay the $30 for the book. You pay it. There's books that I own that I paid $175 for. You know why? Because I don't want to be an idiot, a fool, walking around confused. That's why I will pay whatever I have to pay to develop myself. Because knowledge is invaluable. It's invaluable. I never say it's too much of knowledge. I'm going to pay it because we got to move forward. So I'm got a problem paying $30 for a book, $50 for a book. I got a Sylvester Williams book that I paid $55 for. And the book got something like 65 pages in it. But I purchased the book because I was searching some enlightenment, some understanding, some clarity on some things. So I purchased that book, which led me to another book, which led to another book, which led to another book. Your quest is continuous, but we have to do it. When our children don't see us sitting there reading, they don't read. When they don't see in our homes libraries, they don't think about getting books themselves. And that's the reason why we're having such a hard time with our children. That's why. We're having such a hard time with our children because our children, we're talking our children are. Every child that comes to us is an ancestor return. Can we not agree to that? And every ancestor return to us is also an embodiment of the culture from which the ancestor comes from. So the child that comes to us is a cultural being. But this cultural being, which comes to us with the innate potential to be a living example of the culture, doesn't develop it on his or her own. It must be a cultural system in place to cultivate what you have innately. Right. When you don't have the system in place, then your innate abilities and potentials and talents cannot be cultivated, will not be cultivated and your behavior will be what we see in our communities. The confusion, the identity crisis, the hurt that we experience when we go inside some certain organizations and things of that nature, because we have what these egotistical maniacs. So, to bring it home, your quest for African identity starts through history. Your quest is going to start through history. You can't come to a lecture, you can't watch a single DVD and think you're going to get a fixed answer. We live in this little microwave society, and we want everything the way we do our food, in the microwave. We don't want to do the studying, we don't want to do the research, we don't want to do the investigation, we don't want to do the work to get the proper understanding. But I'm here to tell you tonight, if you don't do the work, you will not have it. So I don't believe in lying to you. I said it the last time I gave y'all a quote from George Jackson. George Jackson said that his only one incapability was to betray his people. And I concur. That's the one thing that I can and will not do. I'm not going to stand before you and lie to you. I'm going to be as honest as possible, even if it makes you feel bad on the inside. But I'm going to be honest to you. You're not going to get it if you don't do the work. If you don't do the work, you're not going to get it. And if every time you start doing the work, you run up against a little challenge and you stop, you're not going to develop. Development is a process of resistance. The brain, I said it the last time, is a problem-solving tool. It's designed to solve problems. It needs to be put in situations to work. So every time you come to an impasse, every time you reach some type of challenge, if you stop, you will die. You will die. If you keep running because men and women want to challenge you to be a man and to be a woman, you will stay an adult child. You will stay that. You have to use this muscle inside of your head in order for you to develop. You don't develop automatically. That is another European lie. Development is cultivated. Development is willed. Development is manufactured. Development is the end result of self-initiative. If it's going to happen, you got to go all in. You got to read everything you can get your hands on. If we bring the Bible in here, then he's a worthy person you should read. Because I believe in doing my research, my homework very well. If I bring him up in here, he's worthy for you to have every single DVD, every single book, be his Facebook friend. This is an individual you need to link up with and get whatever you can get while he's with us. Because he's willing to give it to us. He's willing to aid you in your quest to get understanding so you can join him on the mission. Because he's been on the mission for what, 40 years now? 40 years. Some of us not even 40 years of age yet. So we need to help this Bible out. This Bible travel all around the world. It's everywhere. We need to aid this Bible. Listen to what I'm saying. And I'm saying it clearly, right? We got to get this thing out of our head about black people begging for money and all. We think that begging. We got to get rid of that thinking, man. We got to help us. We got to help us. The Carnegie Foundation is for white folks. That's why it exists. So the little teeny little pennies they give us, black organization for us, non-profit, it means nothing, right? The foundation was erected to push white agendas. White people understand that. They build to push their agendas. We gotta understand that. And we gotta stop thinking that we don't need to help our own. We need to be able to aid this Bible. And wherever he's trying to go, whatever he's trying to do, we need to assist him. Our $5, $10, $15, whatever you got to spare, we need to be able to send it, buy a book, buy a DVD, whatever you can do. That's what we need to learn how to do so we can get out of this mess. Because if we don't do it, we will suffer collectively. And that is a reality. Do y'all agree with me? Do y'all think I said something that made some sense? Because I always ask that question. I don't want you to tell me what you think I want to hear. I want you to tell me the truth because I'm a big boy. So you ain't gonna hurt my feelings. My skin is tough as iron. We need to learn to be honest with each other, because once we got a relationship based on honesty, we can get some things done. So if I say one thing that means some sense to you, then I expect you to take that one thing and make it work in your life. You can throw the 99.99% of the other stuff away, but take that little teeny 1% that did make some sense to you, and you make it work within your life. So when I see you again and we cross paths, I want you to tell me how what you just told me made some sense work in your life. Because if you can't, you're going to say, you know what, you was a liar and you was a coward. I'm going to tell you that to your face. You're a liar and you're a coward. Because you should have told me June the 20th, 2013, at Baba Mot, I didn't understand anything you said, and actually, none of it made any sense to me. I can respect that. And we would still have a good relationship. But when I see you, and you can't tell me how you benefited from that 1%, you just ruined our relationship. Because you lied to me. That make any sense? Getting quiet, nothing happening, right? So, and real happy, like, hey, I'm not going to step out there like that. I don't know. But it's good to be smart and be wise. With that, I say I love y'all. I'm glad y'all came out. Keep supporting the PLM. Keep supporting the Bible. Support each other. And make sure you study.
Can I make one final comment? Don't go anywhere. I want to just tell the story. It's a good story. And I didn't think about it until just now. And I love everything you said, and I appreciate the support. First time I was invited to go to Australia and address Aboriginal Australian people was 1996. And I couldn't go because I had signed a contract to go to Egypt and lecture on a cruise ship for a tour. So the Aboriginal Australian sisters and brothers told me, they said, Brother Runoko, we respect you so much that anybody you select in your place will be the keynote speaker at this historic conference. It was a great honor. I mean, it's quite a statement. And they will cover their expenses. So I looked around and I sent the best person I thought qualified to go. His name was James Brunson. He was my closest research associate. So after James got back from Australia and I got back from Egypt, I called him. I said, James, how did it go? He said it was a disaster. I said, what's wrong? He said, to make a long story short, these sisters and brothers don't see themselves as African. They're not anti-African, but they see themselves as indigenous. That bothered me because I want all of us to embrace Africa and see ourselves as African. So I called my guru, John Henry Clark. I called him late one night. And he said, hey man, what's wrong? He could hear the distress in my voice. And I said, Dr. Clark, a friend of mine went to Australia, met with the indigenous people. They said they're not African. What do you think? He says, Runoko, don't worry about it. He said, I can take you down 125th Street in Harlem and show you the blackest person in New York City who say they're not African. He said, wait until Africa gets strong. And then even you will be surprised if you identify with Africa.
At this time, we will be concluding. But I want to make one announcement. On July, what's that date? The first Sunday, July the 7th. Right here, we want to have a dynamic panel discussion that's dealing with race, gender, class, and religion. There will be 4 dynamic individuals. Baba Mot will be on the panel discussion. Sister Yah from Soul Baba's Nation. We will have Sister Alkamar from MBUF. And we will have Minister Pastor Heber Brown. You know, so if you're able, you're here. Come on out. It's a free event, this particular one, because it's 4 individuals. So if you're able, come out and be a part of it and engage in this discussion and try to figure out how we're going to move forward as a people. And like I say, get with an organization. Get with an organization. If you got a white charity or something like that, throw it out the window, find a black organization you can support. You know, support some black organization in the city, a black business, whatever. Find that. You know what I'm saying? You got the brother back here, man. He's always selling the beautiful flags and stuff and the beautiful buttons, right? We got to support this brother. Right here, put your hand on it, Mr. Bill. We got to support him. You know why? He's the one that's keeping the red, black, and the green alive for everybody. Everybody wants it. And it's right here in Baltimore City. It's right here in Baltimore City. We need to support him. We got to be on his Facebook page. We got to be talking to him. We got to let him know, man, that look, we like what you're doing. You here and here. We're going to support this. We got to start entertain. That's the reason why I try to be as blunt as possible when I grab the microphone. I sit on there, and I was thinking, like, what am I going to say? I'm going to say something, man, to try to rub through their spines. Because we ain't coming here to be entertained. We got to get out that mindset. Ain't no entertainment, man. We come here to learn. This is intellectual and engaging. We're trying to dance with our ancestors, man. That's what this is about. We're trying to intuit, and we're trying to invoke, and we're trying to bring them here so we can get out this mess. We got to get out the mindset of going to lectures just to be entertained. I do not want to entertain you. I want to help you grow and evolve with myself. Each and every one of us must become teacher, student at the same time. That's what this is about. And with that I say, hold up, I love you, travel safely.
Do you understand that your mind creates all of this? You are the great mother. You are the great father.
Step into my center, anticipate a great weight when you enter. Pressure per adventure, I reintroduce you to yourself that's unfamiliar. Free you from indenture, force you to remember. Step into my center, anticipate a great weight when you enter. Pressure per adventure, I reintroduce you to yourself that's unfamiliar. Free you from indenture, force you to remember. Step into my center, anticipate a great weight when you enter. Pressure per adventure, I reintroduce you to yourself that's unfamiliar. Free you from indenture, force you to remember. Triple tetrahedron that could transcend reason. You should know I'm royal. Look at how I'm breathing. The heart beats heathen, the matriarchal beacon. A manicured frame just to entertain the heathen. The archetype rumpus that was here before Columbus. I predate the primate and you can check the numbers.